Hey everybody, it's Greg Dunn, your Waldport City Council President, and I welcome you to this segment of the Waldport Spotlight. What I like to do is when a year ends and a new one starts, I like to go over some of the accomplishments that we've achieved through 2025. And what I'm talking about is some of the larger projects that we've been working on and completed or nearly completed in 2025. I think it's important for you, the citizens, to know what your council has been up to, what we've been doing, what we've been working on, and how are we bettering Waldport. So in this segment, I'm going to be going over a few things. Just to touch on a few, I'm going to talk about the sewer project. I'm going to talk about the water meter project. I'm going to talk about the sidewalks. I'm going to talk about the playground. I'm going to talk about the dog park. And I'm going to talk about our water holding tank facility. I think this will be an interesting segment for you to watch to get an idea of what we, the council you voted in, are doing for you. So please join me as we go through some of these things that we've accomplished and completed in 2025. And again, if you have any questions, any concerns, please drop us an email, come to City Hall, or hey, come to a City Council meeting. We love to hear from each and every one of you. Also, drop a note down below if you would like to do that as well. If you'd like to see any other segments about something that's important to you, put that down as well, or email us that as well, and I'll try to make sure that happens. I developed the Waldport Spotlight so that we can keep citizens informed of things that are happening in and around Waldport. So I hope you enjoy this channel. Without further ado, let's head out to our first location. Hey everybody, we're at our first location. Behind me, if you can see the sign, this is a location for the new animal shelter. It is actually complete. They have power, water, sewer, everything. And I believe they're going to open up around January. That's what I'm being told. I'm not sure, but that's kind of the rumor. We can't take credit for the animal shelter. We did work with the county to make this happen, but it's actually a county project. But what we did do is supply sewer to the animal shelter. That was a huge project. It's something that the council and the city has been working on for over 20 years. It is very difficult to get the money needed to build a project like this, to complete a project like this. So I'm glad that we're able to get it done in 2025. I gotta thank Representative Goldberg for his support. It could have never happened without him. Between the county, our Representative Goldberg, the city council, the school, we were able to get it complete. We had a few headaches along the way, a few obstacles that we had to, jump over or hurdle through. One of them being the school. We had to dig a huge ditch across the parking lot. From what I'm being told, it's about 20 feet deep to put the sewer line in. We couldn't do that when school is in session because the buses drive up and down that area and the kids use that for parking. So we had to really work hard to get that done in a short period of time so that it did not interrupt the high school or any of the buses transporting the kids. It's done. We have a wonderful shelter in our backyard. I'm so happy it's here. I'm sure you're happy it's here. So many people in our community have been wanting this. They're excited to volunteer. I know my wife's excited to volunteer. Not sure how I feel about that because the next step will be bringing all the animals to my house. And then the next step after that is I'll be sleeping on the couch and her and all the animals will be taking over my bed. So me and my wife will have to talk about that one. But anyways, sewer line's complete. It's done. We've got it to the industrial park. So now we supply all these lots with sewer. That should bring more growth to our city and help us grow. So anyways, this is our first location. Let's head over to our next location. Hey everybody, we're at our next location. Can you tell what it is? Well, if you can't, we're on the new sidewalk that goes from the high school all the way down to Range Drive. Now, I call it a multi-purpose path instead of a sidewalk because how wide it is, and it's accommodating to everybody, whether it be kids walking, people walking their pets, bicycles, wheelchairs or scooters. Everybody can utilize this pathway safely. So I call it a multi-purpose path. It's done, it's completed, it's usable. We're getting a lot of good comments. People are extremely happy about this. There's still a few things we need to do, like this concrete border. That needs to be painted yellow. We need to do some striping on the road and some road improvements. A little bit of improvements on the side, but for the majority it's done. You see the fencing. We have fencing in a few different locations, and that was due to an engineering issue where the ground had sloped really low. So for safety reasons, we wanted to make sure that no one fell down those hills or got hurt. So we installed those fencing to make sure that this pathway was safe for everybody. So if you see the fencing, that's what that's for. Let me tell you a little bit of history on this. This goes back to 2020. So we won the Safe Routes to School grant back in 2020. And at that time we put the bids together and we awarded the bid, but then COVID hit and everything went up in price. And because of that, the contractor couldn't do the job within that price range. In fact, it almost doubled. So we did not want to go out and make the taxpayers pay anything out of their pocket or raise taxes. We wanted to keep it within that grant fund. So between the council and the city manager, we went and strategized and just took this sidewalk and came up with multiple different plans on how we can make this work. We redid the bid several times, and at the end, we actually came in at a price that allowed us to do this without any extra money out of our pocket, the city's pocket, or your pocket. That's why it's asphalt. The original plan was to do a cement or concrete walkway, but we went asphalt, it was cheaper, and that's why we had to redesign it. So if you're wondering why this is asphalt and the rest of it's concrete, we had to stay within that grant money, and so this is what we came up with. I like it. It turned out really well. I think you guys are enjoying it from what I'm hearing. So anyways, that's just a little history. I know a lot of people I hear, why is it taking so long? You guys are behind. We're not behind. We were never behind. We just had to restructure the bid to make it fit and to make it work for everybody. So this is a sidewalk that goes from the school all the way down to Range. Now I want to show you the other sidewalk. So let's head over there and take a look at that one. Hey everybody. Well, this is our next location. So this is our sidewalk that goes from Range all the way, well, it goes to Ball, but I want to tell you about that. It goes all the way to Ball Boulevard. So the original plan, the original scope of work was to go from Range to Salmon. But with some urban renewal money that we had, again, nothing out of your pockets, no tax increases, we were able to extend this from Range all the way to Ball Boulevard, which is important because that is a huge location. A lot of kids live there. It's one of the bigger bus stops. So that was a huge goal of ours, is to make sure that it went from Range all the way to Ball Boulevard. It's done. It's operational. People are loving this as well. A little bit of landscaping we still got to do, a little bit of striping on the road, but for the most part, this sidewalk is done and it's operational. Here is our long-term plan, our dream that we will make happen. We would like to go from Ball all the way down to Cedar, and then from Cedar all the way to downtown. That's going to be a huge project, but that is our goal. That's one of our goals that we want to do, to make it so we have a safe pathway from the school all the way to downtown. It might take a little bit of time, but we are working on that. That's our long-term goal, and it's gonna happen. So I hope you guys enjoy and like what we've done so far. There's a couple hurdles along the way, like I told you, but we made it happen. And now we have an operational sidewalk that everyone can use, and it's much safer now up here on Crestline. All right, well, this ends this part. Let's head to our next site. All right, we're at our next location. We are at Public Works. And what I wanted to show you was the new water meters. A lot of people have been talking about these online. What's going on with them? Why is it taking so long? And hopefully I can answer some of those questions for you. So these new water meters are going in as fast as possible. We have about 400 plus in at this current time. The problem is some go in easy, and then some have to be worked on because the piping is so old. They have to redo the piping. When they hook them in, they start leaking. So it's taking a little bit longer to get these in because it's not as easy as someone may think, where you just drop them in, 5 minutes later, you're gone. So it's taking a little bit longer. What are the benefits of these meters? We are able to read these things from the city. So we could tell if there's a potential water leak at your home. So if you have a home that's a vacation home, or you're not there all the time and you're gone, and it's detected that you have excessive water, these can be shut off and you can be notified so that you're not sitting there with a huge water bill and a flooded house. It also allows for Public Works not to have to go to every single house and read these things. So they're amazing. They're going in as fast as possible. We have about 400 plus in right now. So we're getting there. Just allow us to get these in. Downtown, especially downtown, is a little more trickier because of the older piping. So these are the new meters. They are going in. They're just not sitting up here at Public Works. So, all right. Well, that ends this little video, and we'll go to the next site. Hey everybody, we're at our next location. Can you tell what it is? That's right, our brand new playground. It's operational, it's open. Bring the kids down, bring the grandparents down, bring the parents down. Everyone is loving this playground. It took a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie, we had a lot of obstacles we had to go through to get this done and open in 2025, but the council wanted to make sure that it was a priority to get this done. So now it's open, operational, usable. Come on down and enjoy this brand new playground. Did you know that this is one of the largest playgrounds on the Oregon coast? We're proud of that. I think that'll bring people to our area. Here's something else you may not know if you haven't been down here. We actually have ADA accessible play equipment. We're all about everybody enjoying this playground, no matter what disabilities you may have. One more thing you may not know about, you may be hearing it here first, we've been donated by the manufacturer another piece of ADA equipment. It'll be delivered and we'll be getting that thing installed soon, so be looking for that. So that's just another piece of equipment we're going to be adding in this already large playground. This was, I'm going to say, a group effort. Those of you that weren't around when this was getting built, or maybe you were around and you just didn't know, a lot of the city council members came down here for a couple days and put this stuff together with the manufacturer. Yep, they volunteered their time. They came down here with tools and helped the manufacturer get all these things set up and put together. This council is all about helping this community, listening to this community. And this is one thing that you guys wanted. Actually, I gotta be truthful. This is one thing the kids wanted. A lot of people think that we just make these decisions up by ourselves as council members, and that's not true. We had children show up at council and pick out the toys that they would like to see in this playground. That's how involved we wanted our community to be. We also allowed them to pick the color of the playground. because this isn't our playground. This is your playground. So we believe the kids should have had a hand in designing it. So when you see these kids around town, thank them for designing this amazing playground. There's still more to come, but for now, this is what we got going on. The grounds around it are still being worked on. That'll be a little further down the line. And I know I get all these people asking all the time, why is it taking so long for the park to get done? Why are you behind in getting this done? We are not behind. So if you're hearing that, that is a false statement. Please contact the city and we'll tell you exactly how the process works. We have goals or projects that we want done, and we have them categorized, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going down the list. So there is no end game or end date. It's, this is what we want done first, this is what we want done second. So we're getting it done as fast as we can. There's a lot of obstacles to overcome down here. You have water. You had, some low-lying ground that had to be filled in. We have some areas that are concreted, but had some concrete issues, and we're working on those to get those done as well. So a lot of stuff going on. You'll see probably a lot more stuff. In fact, I know you're gonna see a lot more stuff in 2026. In fact, maybe at the end of this video, I'll even give you a sneak peek of the 2026 project that we're actually starting to work on. But anyways, this is our playground. We hope you enjoy it. We're so glad we were able to get this done for you guys, our community. And we're looking forward to doing even more stuff in 2026. All right, I'm just babbling. So how about we head to our next location? All right, everybody, we're at our next location. Do you know what this is? This is our dog park. Now, this is something that was added on to the plan of building the park. And this was done because the community asked for it. We had several people asking for a dog park. So we listened and we installed a dog park. A little bit about this dog park. It's sectioned off. We have a small section for small dogs and a larger section for large dogs. We have a double gated system. So you go in, you shut the gate, and then you can go into the other gate so that dogs don't escape. This is a work in progress. So far we've got the fencing up, we've got the disposal bags out, we have the trash cans, we have a bench, but we're still working on other things that the community has asked for. They want a gazebo. You guys want water, maybe a tree or two. So those are things that we will work on. But for right now, we wanted to get this up and operational so that you guys had a chance to enjoy it. Yes, we know when it rains, it floods, and it's all muddy. We expressed this when we built it. It is a work in progress. We're gonna be working on ways to figure out how to drain the water in this area. But for now, it's usable. So, and if you can think of anything that you'd like to see added here, either added, improvements, let us know. We can't improve on things unless we really know what you, the community, wants improvement on. So let us know, email us, come to City Council, stop by City Hall, let us know what you would like to see in this dog park, and we'll try to make that happen. But anyways, this is just another location that we're able to get up and running in 2025. All right, let's keep me from babbling anymore. Let's head to our next location. Hey everybody, we're at our last location. All right, what do you think? I know some of you are like, what is it? So I am at our water storage facility. Most of you don't even know where it's at. Most of you will probably never see these. But we have a storage facility where we have 3 tanks. We have 2 300-gallon tanks, 300,000 gallon tanks, and then we have a 2 million gallon tank for a total of 2.6 million gallons of water readily available for fire flow and the residents of Waldport. I've been told that we have more water storage than Yachats, Depot Bay, and Seal Rock. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but either way, it is amazing how much water storage we have. This is something that we looked at as a council when we look at things for the future. And we wanted to make sure that Waldport was covered, that we had a significant amount of water readily available if things were to happen. So this is your council looking at the future. Now, one tank's new, that's right behind me. And then the other tank we actually had recoated. So what that'll do, that'll give us even more and more years with the old tank. It actually prolonged that tank's life. So we should be pretty good on water storage for a while. It's amazing. They're huge. You just don't realize how big these things are until you actually are sitting next to them. But 2.6 million gallons readily available for you, the citizens of Waldport, and for fire flow. So I really hope you guys are happy that we're doing these things for you, that we're working to improve Waldport. So there you go. We have talked about the sewer line to the animal shelter. We have talked about the sidewalk from the school to range. We've talked about the other sidewalk from range all the way down to ball. We've talked about the playground. We've showed you the dog park. And now I'm showing you our water system. A lot of stuff happened in 2025, and we want to make sure you are made aware of it. All right, let's end this video. Hey guys, I can't end the video yet. We haven't did the sneak peek. So let me show you where I'm at. I'm at the park, right in the middle of downtown, and this was the old track for the old high school. Now, I don't see any asphalt or no concrete here, so I don't think it was ever an asphalt or concrete track. I think it was a dirt track. What we're doing is we're digging this up. We're going to install gravel, and then we're going to asphalt it to make it a permanent walking track so that people in the community can come down every day and exercise or just go out for a walk and enjoy this wonderful park that once we get it all together is going to be amazing. So again, this is a 2026 project, just one of many that we'll be working on in 2026. But I wanted to give you kind of a sneak peek to let you know that your council's working all the time, even on things in 2026. So now I think we're done with these videos. Let's go to our next location, or actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and go to the ending video. Hey everybody, well, we've come to an end of this segment of the Waldport Spotlight. I hope you enjoyed this segment. We kind of went over some of the larger projects that we did in 2025. We talked about the animal shelter and the sewer system. We talked about the new water meters that are going in. We talked about the sidewalk that goes from the school to range. We talked about the sidewalk that goes from range all the way to ball. We talked about the playground. We talked about the dog park. And we talked about our new water tank and water facility. Those are a lot of projects, some big projects that we were able to get done in 2025. This is what you elected us to do. You elected this city council to improve the living in Waldport, to make this a better place, a nicer place, to do improvements, and to do this without money out of your pocket. And I think we've tried very hard and done a very good job at making that happen. I'm proud to serve on the Waldport City Council, as I'm sure all the other city council members would concur. We enjoy volunteering our time for this community to help it grow and make it the most amazing place it could possibly be. This is an amazing place. What's our slogan? Where the forest meets the sea. This is heaven. And we want to make sure that everyone who comes to Waldport loves it and wants to stay here. So if you have any ideas or you have any questions or concerns, please let us know. Come down to City Hall, email City Hall, email any one of us council members, or come to a city council meeting. That's how we know and can listen to the concerns or questions you may have. Don't rely on social media. There's so much false information out there. Let us know and we'll be more than happy to answer. If you'd like to see a segment on something, let us know. Maybe you would like to see how the water plant works. Maybe you'd like to see our wastewater system, how it works. Or maybe some of the jobs that our public works do. A lot of people don't understand how many different things our public works employees do. Let us know. This is a new platform that we've started and we're still working on it and taking out some of the kinks. Our plan, or my plan, is to do this once a month, to have a segment once a month so that we can reach the community and you can see firsthand some of the things we're doing, or we can answer questions that you may have. So again, on behalf of myself, the council, Public Works, city staff, and the city manager, thank you so much for believing in us. Thank you so much for trusting us. And we can't wait for 2026 to do even more projects and bring even more growth to Waldport. Thanks again. Again, I'm your Waldport City Council President, Greg Dunn, and I'll see you on the next segment of the Waldport Spotlight.